All right, friends. So I'm sorry, parents, but I left you off of the video the other day where we were talking about book recommendations all summer long for reading a book with a title, a color in the title. So I've got some good ones for you. Today, again, these are parent recommendations. Nothing is more important than, oh my God, I could say that for everything, but something that is very important for you to do if you want to encourage your children to be lifelong readers is to read yourselves and to read in front of them, especially. And so I've got a couple book recommendations for you this summer for books with a color in the title. So, up first, I will point out the Yellow House by Sarah M. Broom. This is a beautiful memoir about what it is like for a family and a young woman to live and grow up in New Orleans in and around and after Hurricane Katrina. So The Yellow House by Sarah M. Broom. This is maybe, it says a National Book Award winner. Maybe it was published in maybe 2019, I want to say. Anyways, it's a fairly recent title. Very good writer. Beautiful language throughout. I made so many annotations when I read um, this book. A little hard to see, but um, I don't care what it is. If it's yours, be proud. I mean, just beautiful quotes along the way. Fabulous read. I think I gave it a 4 stars when I read it. So, Yellow House by Sarah Broom. I'm also going to recommend another newer release, which I'm so excited about, and I'm in the middle of it now. Not very far, you can see, but this is Red Comet, The Short Life and Blazing Art of Sylvia Plath by Heather Clark. This is nonfiction biography of course, Sylvia Plath. And I love the purpose of this book. The purpose of this book is to recapture Sylvia Plath's life in a more positive frame. So she is well known for her tragic death, and this book aims to take that death and turn and kind of reframe it into her life, right? Um, Sylvia Plath's writing, her art is beautiful and dense, and she's so committed to her art, which is writing. And man, this book just takes you right through her life. I'm not very far in myself, but about 150 pages out of the 900 pages that it is. But I am loving every second of it. So my second book recommendation for you with a color in the title is Red Comet, The Short Life and Blazing Art of Sylvia Plath by Heather Clark. Okay, so we're going to go on the other side of the spectrum, right? It takes quite the reader to get through a 900-page biography, I would say. If you are, especially if you're working with kids or you have kids who are not interested in reading or you're trying to get them interested in reading, it's okay to start small, okay? So I have a couple of titles for you. One is It's Not Easy Being Green and Other Things to Consider by Jim Henson. This is one of those quote books where every page there's a new short quote by a character or by Jim himself or someone talking about Jim, life lessons, funny things, just beautiful stuff in here. Short and sweet. This is something that you can read together. It's a great coffee table book. You can pick it up every night at dinner time and read one page or passage. Maybe a different member of the family reads one every night, and you can talk about it, and you can practice not only reading and fluency skills, but also comprehension and discussion and critical thinking, all with a fun topic, Muppets, right? So there's another one. And then I have Bob Feller's Little Black Book of Baseball Wisdom by the man himself, Bob Feller, with Burton Rock. So baseball's my jam. It's baseball season. Everybody, you can get really enthralled by things like this. I got this book from um, someone in my life when I was, I think, in high school, and I have it still. And I love to re-reference it. I'm actually right now reading another book about Bob Feller and the 1940s Indians that played in the World Series. And so I'm really excited to revisit this one after reading that one. So my next recommendation for you with a color in the title is Bob Feller's Little Black Book of Baseball Wisdom. It would not be a proper book recommendation video without a couple of classics for you. So I have two titles. One is A Clockwork Orange. Anybody see that coming? By Anthony Burgess. This is not a novel to take lightly. I will say it experiments a lot with language. It's one of the more difficult reads that I've experienced, and I read this years ago, but it's a classic nonetheless, and perhaps worth getting your hands on, parents. So, A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess, and then another classic book by Cleveland author Toni Morrison. We have The Bluest Eye. So, a devastating novel that explores race or race relations or, what it's like to grow up Black in America. And here in Ohio, this takes place in Lorain by Toni Morrison herself. So another classic book recommendation for you, The Bluest Eye. I actually think I'm going to reread this book this summer now that I brought it off my bookshelves. And then finally, my last book recommendation for you is 1,000 White Women. The Journals of May Dodd. My aunt actually gave me this book, I don't know, maybe when I was in my 20s. I don't recall exactly, but I read it and I loved it, and I still have it on my bookshelves, which means something, I think. So 1,000 White Women, what I really love about this novel in particular is that it's historical fiction and that it takes something that could have happened in history, specifically with an Indian tribe and some white women who were to be gifted to the tribe as part of a pact, and it reimagines it. So that didn't actually happen, but it was on the table. And so this book pretends or imagines or fictionalizes that that did happen, and then it explores what life might have been like in that instance. So 1,000 White Women, that's by Jim Fergus. So there you have it, all of the books in your Parents Edition recommendations for reading a book with a color in the title. Happy reading, and bye-bye for now.